Okay, so what would you do if someone offered you a contract in another country, all expenses paid, and a super fat check on top of that, for only a few weeks worth of work? Yeah, I said the same thing.
Whoa.
BSE.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey.
Before I flew out, I decided to grab a few essentials for the trip. I picked up an Insta360 Go 3S, mainly because it's small, easy to carry, and I don't have to be walking around with a big camera in people's faces. It just makes it a lot easier to capture things without doing too much. I also went ahead and grabbed the iPad Pro 11-inch M4, the 1TB version with the Wi-Fi and the cellular, just so I'd have something lightweight that I could use on the go. It's way more convenient than traveling with a full laptop setup. I can edit, move files around, watch content, even play the game if I'm just chilling. So for protection-wise, for the iPad, I ended up going with the Zugu case for it. Got it off of Amazon. It's got that hard front cover, kind of reminds you of like an outer box for like the original iPhones, but cleaner, with a softer finish on the inside, a velvety feel. I already know how I am with my devices, so I wasn't even going to take a chance. So I got everything set up, configured, and made sure everything was ready to go before heading out. So instead of rushing it the day of my flight, I drove to Charlotte and stayed the night. My flight was the next afternoon, so I figured I'd just play it safe and not be stressing the whole time. And y'all already know, when it comes to spots like this, I always try to find something close to my tiny home vibe. Just something simple, clean, comfortable. This place was actually in somebody's backyard, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a solid little setup. Real quiet, real cozy, everything was clean. I definitely enjoyed it. Woke up the next morning, made some coffee, just took a second to relax before heading out. Nothing too crazy, and get my mind right before the trip. And all of these little things might seem minor, but they actually make a major difference, from the tech that I bring to how I prep before the flight. It all makes traveling and working way smoother once I actually do arrive in South Africa. So, before my flight, I took a quick ride through Charlotte's CBD area, and Charlotte's actually one of the biggest financial hubs in the country, right behind New York. So a lot of what you're seeing here is banking, corporate offices, and people moving in that space. But for me, this was just a quick pass through. I had a flight to catch. So fortunately, sometimes the work I do takes me across the world. It really comes down to how the industry works. A lot of these systems, whether it's power equipment, control systems, or specialized infrastructure, they're built by specific companies, and not everybody is trained on them the same way. South Africa has had real challenges when it comes to power. You've probably heard of load shedding. That's planned power outages because the grid can't always keep up with the demand. So there's constant work being done to maintain systems, improve reliability, and keep things running. So when you've got a mix of older infrastructure, high demand, and specialized equipment, it's not always about whether there are qualified people here. It's about having the right people for that specific job at that specific time. And that's where guys like me come in. I've been doing this for years, and one thing about this field, it's not just sitting behind a desk. You end up traveling, working on different systems, in different environments, and sometimes across the world. And yes, the work matters, but I'm not gonna lie, being able to do that in a place that looks like this is an absolute bonus. I ended up walking through BoCap for just a bit, just taking it in, seeing the colors, the people, the energy. Even had a few kids following me around for a minute. But they were a vibe, they were cool kids. I actually bought them something to eat and gave them a couple dollars to put in their pocket. Just one of those random moments you don't really expect, but it makes the experiences feel so much more real. And honestly, a lot of my time out there was just like this, moving around, taking in the environment when I could, and then just getting back to what I needed to do. Watching the city go from day to night was probably one of the best parts. It's a completely different vibe once the sun goes down. Most of the time, My head's buried inside of manuals, wiring diagrams, troubleshooting steps, just trying to get the systems back online. Hours inside plants, inside of facilities, focused on getting things right. And when the day's over, it's easy to just go inside, shut everything off, and not think about anything else. But when I'm in a place like this, I try to step outside and take everything in. Because moments like this, they don't come around all the time. By the end of the day, I just have to be back at the spot, pouring up something, watching some TV, just cooling, nothing too crazy. Just a different kind of lifestyle for a little minute. You know, it's always good to step outside of your norm every once in a while. So after Cape Town, I ended up in Johannesburg, and this is where things started to feel a little bit more routine. The spot I was staying at was solid, nothing too crazy, but definitely comfortable enough to just come back, reset, and get ready for the next day. Even with the construction going on around the area, it still had a good feel. From there, I was pretty much the same cycle: work, gym, and then back to the spot. Just staying consistent and keeping everything simple. I'd hit the gym whenever I could, just to stay locked in and keep some kind of routine while I was out there. And when I wasn't doing that, I was either moving through the city a little bit or just taking in the views, seeing places like Sandton, Randburg, and from above, it gives you a completely different perspective of everything. So, drum roll please. At this point, you're probably wondering how much I actually made off this whole situation. For this contract, I was getting paid around 10 grand for about 2 weeks worth of work. Now that wasn't all profit. I had to cover my flight and where I was staying out of that. So after everything, I probably kept around 5. And honestly, 5,000 in 2 weeks, I'm not mad at it. And that's actually how a lot of these contracts work. You either get everything covered or they give you a lump sum and you figure it out from there. This one was more of a handle it yourself setup, which I don't mind because it actually gives you a little bit more control over how you move. As far as how I even got it, like I said earlier, this was through a company I had already worked for. Once you build that relationship and prove you can do the job and do it well, they'll hit you up when something comes up. What a life I live, right? And I know some people might be wondering, is this something that's even worth it? Honestly, it's more than just the money. I'm out here in South Africa, taking a break, playing one of my favorite games, all while working a job I actually enjoy. And on top of that, you're building connections, you're meeting people, networking. And in this field, you can take it even further than a paycheck. Now, is this something anybody can just jump into? I'd say yeah, but you gotta have a mindset for it. This isn't easy work. It's technical, it's tedious, and there's real pressure. You're working on systems that actually matter. So when you touch something, you've gotta be right. So yeah, it looks good. Traveling, different countries and all that. But at the end of the day, this is still work. And how you move out here matters. That was pretty much my day-to-day while I was out there. Now the money sounds good, and it is. But this type of setup isn't for everybody. You gotta be able to manage yourself, stay disciplined, and move when it's time to move. Because once you're out there, it's on you. And like I said earlier, you're making good money, but your time is locked in while you're doing it. So it really comes down to what makes sense for you. For me, it was worth it. It did what I needed it to do. If you made it this far and you want me to break down how I actually find contracts like this, I could do that for you in another video. Drop it down in the comments and let me know. But yeah, that was my experience as an American contractor working abroad in South Africa. I hope you enjoyed the views, and I hope you enjoyed the vibe. Make sure to hit that like button on your way out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.